Okay, here they come off turn 4. Starter Bob Hockenberry waves that green flag. Doug Wolfgang picks up right where he left off, Randy.
Okay, he has about a 5 to 6 car length lead on the number 26 of Jimmy Nace. So Nace got by those lap cars very quickly, John.
And there goes Donnie Kreitz in the number 69N. He is broke through. He runs third on the speedway. Here they come off turn 4. Doug Wolfgang goes by. Jimmy Nace, Donnie Kreitz, Maynard Yates.
And we have front stretch.
A terrible crash.
A terrible
Oh my
crash.
God, a big fire on the front stretch.
Red flag. Oh no.
This is terrible, Randy. Absolutely terrible. Where is Bob Hockenberry? That race car hit the flag stand.
That's the number 77 of Keith Kaufman, I believe, on fire on the outside of the racetrack there.
Camera swings to the right just a little bit. That fire is still burning down there, Randy. You can see it on the screen. Just a catastrophic accident here right in front of us on the front stretch, Randy. Let's hope they can get some fire equipment down there. They do have the fire extinguisher down there now. That fire is still raging, burning. Randy, this is just terrible.
It is horrible. John, I'll tell you what happened. Oh, look at that fire. John, I'll tell you what happened. The number 40 of Kenny Smith lost power coming down the front stretch. Van May had nowhere to go.
He got
ran
into
up
him
over the left rear and was right up into the judges' stand. John, I don't know if anybody's injured up there.
I don't know. The safety crew trying to get through. Hopefully everybody will cooperate. Let's hope the drivers are out of those race cars, Randy.
Oh my God, John, this is a horrible sight. This is one of the worst things that you can have happen at a racetrack.
We didn't want to see anything like this. We come to the racetrack to see a good, exciting race. This just
John,
puts a big black cloud over this event right at this point, Randy.
The worst thing is these cars were totally fueled up.
That's right. They come back onto the speedway with the tanks topped off. Randy, we're just going to have to stand by here and see what transpires. Hopefully we can get some word from our racetrack announcer, Tom Baker. Well, it looks like they've got the fire under control down there in that first turn.
Hey, John, you know, one thing that this does point out is the judges' stand is a very dangerous place.
It's a vulnerable, very vulnerable thing at a racetrack.
That's right where Bob Hockenberry was standing.
I couldn't see what become of Bob Hockenberry. Let's hope that nothing off that race car struck anybody in that judges' stand, Randy.
My goodness.
I thought that race car was actually going to come up on the stage.
So did I.
And I'll tell you, that's a bad situation down there. Let's hope everybody's all right. Well, we have about 1 or 2 laps complete in the second half of this Tuscarora 50 event. And Keith Kaufman, one of the cars involved down there. Kenny Smith, as you mentioned, the number 40 car involved. And I didn't see who ran up over the back of the number 40 car. Did you get it?
Yeah, the first car to hit the number 40 was the number 33 of Van May. He had absolutely nowhere to go.
Was it Van May's car that actually hit the judges' stand?
Yes, it was.
Okay, I wasn't, I mean, I was watching it, but I couldn't, you know, your mind just can't apprehend all that's going on in an event like that.
And that's at the fastest part of the racetrack, John. That's the absolute worst place to wreck a sprint car.
Okay, they're calling for police officers. They probably would have a security problem down there. A lot of onlookers, people that are worried. And we hear some sirens going off. They're carrying pieces of the race car back here.
John, you know, one good thing is the ambulance went right by the judges' stand. So hopefully no one in the judges' stand was injured.
Right.
What a horrible sight here.
We see one driver up in the judges' stand conversing up there with the officials. It looked like a good, clean start. It was a good, clean start, Randy. The cars seemed to be, you know, running in their positions quite well. And then, like you said, Kenny Smith lost power here on the front stretch. It wasn't his fault. He had nothing more that he could do. Van May right behind him, probably 100, 120 miles per hour. And the reaction time is just nil, Randy.
Especially on this narrow front stretch, John. I hear in the background the fire whistles are blowing in Port Royal in the Port Royal Borough. So they're going to bring emergency vehicles in here, but the fire is out, luckily.
Okay, Randy, we're going to break away here until we have something a little more concrete on this terrible crash that we've seen here on the front stretch. We'll be back once we have a little bit more to report here. Well, there you can see Joey Gravino. He walks back to his pit area. Evidently, Joey not injured in that accident. And boy, I'll tell you, that's good to see Joey's not hurt. Boy, I'll tell you, Randy,
John, they're starting to put flares out in the infield area so that the helicopter will have a good
if we
spot
get the
to
camera
land.
to a wide angle, there you can see them burning brightly. And they got security people in that infield, Randy. They are preparing to land a light flight helicopter here at the Port Royal Speedway to rush somebody for medical attention here. More than they can provide here at the Speedway. Well, we'll just have to sit tight here and see what transpires, Randy. We've seen 3 drivers now that we feel were involved in that accident walk back to their pits. So that's, you know, we're going to have to just be thankful with what we have so far here.
Yes.
Let's hope for the best, Randy. We'll be back with more on this incident here at Port Royal Speedway right after this. Approaching the infield here at the Port Royal Speedway. Now we have, since we reported to you that it was Van May, there's a bit of controversy there. It could be Kenny Jacobs. So we're just going to have to wait and see.
Possibly even Kenny Smith, too.
Or
John.
Kenny Smith, I'm sorry. I meant to say Kenny Smith. There it is, sitting on the ground. The ambulance is parked about 50 feet away to the left.
The fans are very happy, John. They're applauding that the light flight is here finally.
Okay, they will be shutting the prop down on that, or down to a slow speed, I would assume. The fans really cooperating here to pull this rescue off. Let's hope that it's not too late, Randy.
Let's hope.
There you can see the ambulance just setting off to the side, waiting. They've got the back doors open on the ambulance. The pole here is just a little bit in the way. There you can just see the back of the ambulance to the extreme left of your screen. The helicopter sitting there waiting.
Our prayers are certainly with any of the injured drivers or track officials here.
That's for sure, Randy. And I think everybody else here too is, you know, praying right along with us that the outcome won't be tragic here tonight.